So I just graduated from Harvard, and just like that, it feels super surreal. I mean, just 4 years ago, I was that wide-eyed freshman walking into Harvard Yard, but now I'm walking out with a degree. So what did I actually learn from going to Harvard? I mean, sure, the academics were great. There was a lot of great professors that I met along the way, but one thing that stuck with me most, school was important, but the friends that I made there were really everything. And you know what else? After graduation, you feel this weird feeling of stagnation. You spend your entire life trying to get into a place like Harvard, but after you graduate, it's like, boom, what's next? The graduation started off pretty good. It started off with something that I'm really proud of, the Phi Beta Kappa ceremony. It was really such an honor to be among the top students at Harvard. I was really lucky enough to graduate with a 4.0 GPA. Next was the Phi Beta Kappa Class A exercise, started by none other than our president, Alan Garber himself. Then came a bittersweet moment, hearing from Dean Rakesh Khurana, who's stepping down after what feels like so short, only 10 years. He really made Harvard feel like home. Then the afternoon was absolutely legendary. We had a speech from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, world famous basketball player, and he talked a lot about his life, the purpose of it, and perseverance, and really his journey being such a transformative figure in the basketball field. And then there was May 29th, 2025, which was the main event. So we had commencement day. We basically all met in our houses super early. We all started off at our houses. So Harvard has 12 houses. I was personally in Elliott House, and so I got there very early, around 7 a.m. And then around 8 a.m., we all walked to the Widener Steps. And the first speaker was Dr. Abraham Verghese, who's a really world-renowned physician. He really had an incredible commencement speech. He talked a lot about the stories about how he cared for HIV patients, and especially at their end of life, and how that reminded him of why he wanted to make a difference. And so it was a really transformative speech, and something that I really remember very well to this day. Then after the ceremony, we each split off to our 12 houses where we actually received our diplomas. So Harvard has this really interesting situation where they have all the different Harvard affiliation schools actually come together the morning of the Widener Steps. So you'll have the law school, the medical school, the undergraduate, they'll all sort of come together. They'll be greeted by the commencement speaker, and then after that, all the undergrads will sort of go back to their own houses, and then you'll sort of receive your diploma there. And just like that, Harvard was over. I got my diploma at Elliott House by the two faculty deans, and really what felt like short years came to such an end, such a quick moment. And so you're probably wondering, what actually do I do now that I graduated? And so first and foremost, I've had the opportunity to travel to a lot of great places. And so recently I was just in Philippines, and been traveling the world and seeing a lot of new cultures. Okay, so now let's talk about my daily routine. So here's what my daily routine looks like right now. So I'll usually wake up pretty early, around 6 a.m. I will say Harvard has taught me to wake up quite early. I'll then go ahead, brush my teeth, wash my face, and then I start every day with 30 push-ups. I think this is a really good way to kind of get an easy win and set the tempo for the rest of the day. And so I'll usually kind of, do the 30 push-ups and then just directly head to the gym directly after that. So I'll then go to the gym, work out. Today was arms and doing some light cardio. And so it's a way for me to sort of stay healthy and keep myself and my mind active while I'm juggling so many different things. So after graduation, things have been a little slower, which is probably for the best because Harvard kept me very, very busy. But really right now I'm working on a startup with my friend Jack Anderson where we help students publish papers, connect with professors, and really get into their dream schools. And so we also sort of help students win a lot of top fellowships as well. And so I've been working on that, and then I've been also sort of pursuing a separate startup where I help cancer patients find clinical trials. And so, these have been really fun moments, and I think throughout my entire time at Harvard, it's been really hard to really slow down and reflect. And I really feel like finally having had graduated from Harvard, I finally been able to really take a look at my life, my journey, some of the connections I made, and really think deeply about how each of them have shaped me as a person as well. But I think the main thing that I came away taking from Harvard was how important it was to have a solid group of people that are really supporting you and being with the journey. Because at the end of the day, there's gonna be hard days. There's gonna be days in the lab where you're gonna be there for 8 to 10 hours. Or there's gonna be days where you're gonna be writing a paper at 2 a.m. at Lamont Library. And so having a good group of friends, people that you can actually count on, is the most important thing, I would say. And so throughout my time at Harvard, I always surrounded myself with others that were uplifting me, encouraging me, and really keeping me accountable. I think that one of the things that I really remembered from my journey at Harvard was that I had an accountability group. And I made that sophomore year. And each day we'd type in that group and we just would hype each other up. I realized that these relationships work. If you're watching this and you want to sort of go to a school like Harvard, I think going to the school is great, but what's even more important is really making the most out of these relationships and really trying to build these lifelong bonds with your professors and other mentors there. Okay, so just to wrap up, Harvard gave me a lot of great things. It gave me a lot of great friends, mentors, and certainly unforgettable memories. But it's just the beginning of the journey. At the end of the day, if you're watching this, you too belong somewhere big. You do. So maybe one day you'll be walking out of your dream school just like I did. And so until then, stay curious, stay kind, and keep going. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more. I'll be posting videos weekly. Thanks so much.